Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Pepper, and today I'll give you my thoughts on Super Skill Pinball 4K. This is a roll and write game, and the first I heard of it was from the Dice Tower. I think Tom Vassell had said that he really enjoyed it and actually enjoyed playing it solo, and being a proud solo gamer myself, that had me instantly interested in the game. I'm always looking for a good solo game as well as another good roll and write game that maybe does something a little different, and it sounded like this one did something a little different. With the pinball theme, it seemed that it would be more of kind of trying to survive as long as possible in the game versus it seems like the usual roll and write type of games have a very set amount of rounds, like roll the dice this many times, see what you get, try to do the best with those rolls. This one seemed to kind of flip that on its head, and actually you can roll as many a time. There's actually a way to, I believe, a game could go on forever in this game. There's something that resets in the game that you could just score again and again and again, so it could go to infinity and beyond this game. So that's interesting to me, just trying to survive as long as possible. So yeah, I've really loved my plays of this game so far, and there's a lot of variety. I've only played these two maps. I think kind of the basic one. There's actually a quick start, that kind of explanation of the rules that will explain this map, this pin machine. I've also played this one. I'm not sure what order you're supposed to play them and difficulty levels, but it's on the back of this one, so I thought I'd start with that one next. And then there are also these two. I think Tom said he liked this one the most. And then there's a fourth one as well, which they seem to have different levels of difficulty. This one seemed pretty complex, so I'm probably going to save that one for last. But so far from these two, they seemed very, very different. So yeah, they kind of have different locations. Let's see. Well, you'll be rolling these two dice each turn, and you'll be taking, actually quite a few of these. Having a hard time holding that for the camera, but these little pinballs, focus. Although if it just focuses, it's just going to show you a reflection of my room here. But yeah, you'll take this, got the start spot there, and as you roll the two dice, you choose one of the outcomes, and you choose to move to a location with that die printed on there. So if you rolled a 6, you could go and you could cross that off. So you could cross that off with a 6, or a 5 in this case, and then from there roll the dice again, and then keep moving downward. You can't move up unless you do use the flippers, then you can shoot your ball back up to a higher place. But yeah, so you'll just kind of be doing that, crossing off numbers, gaining points in various ways and bonuses. You can gain a ton of different unique bonuses. Some of them are carried through some of the other tracks, some of them are unique bonuses for that particular track. But yeah, so you'll just try to last as possible, but your amount of flipper spots are limited, so eventually you are going to fail to hit the ball back up, and you will have 3 chances, 3 different games that you'll be able to play, and usually in a competitive game, you just add up your 3 scores, and whoever has the most would win the game, but in solo, it's just beat your high score. But yeah, so this is the part that could actually go on forever, because once you fill all these are, not sure exactly what they're called, bumpers or whatever, and you can cross those off, and once all 12 are full, they all get erased, and each time you fill in one little square, you get a point. So you could just keep getting that, fill it all up, 12 points, erase them all, keep going forever. Probably not going to happen. I'm not sure exactly what the most I've ever gotten was, but that's a part that I always try to do well at. But yeah, so it's pretty basic there, and with the other map that introduces this kind of cyber hack themed pin that kind of introduces a new mechanism that you can do once you like fill in this area. You get to go on here and you get to roll the dice, and you cross off the amount of spots equal to the sum of the dice, and you cross off spots on this track equal to the difference between the two dice, and if you ever cross off that skull and crossbones, you lose all your progress and you don't gain anything. So it's a little bit of push your luck on kind of how far you get. Maybe you want to stop rolling and gain some points, or maybe you want to push your luck with the risk of possibly losing everything. So the first map did not have anything like that. Second map has that, which I absolutely love, that mini game, and it just makes it feel totally different from that other pin. And so I'm looking forward to trying the other two maps and to see what they have to offer. But just even with just these two, I'm very satisfied with the game so far. But yeah, the production is great. I think those boards are great quality. Not the thickest, but they are very well. They're not wearing or anything like that. The dry erase markers erase very easily. The little pinballs are very nice. The dice are even marbled, kind of, so it has a nice smoky look to it. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this game, and the rule book is pretty good, and I do like that they have sections dedicated to each of the maps, which I found really helpful, and even some of the things that are the same from map to map, they do still explain in each map's section. But yeah, it's a pretty good rule book. Got a slots for your high scores there, which I think is really nice. Being pinball machine, you might want to keep your high scores, and I might. It seems like it'd feel wrong to actually write on the rule book. But I might have to try it. But yeah, so far, first impression rating, even though it's not really first impression, this gave me everything I wanted from this game. So I feel like I want to give it a 10 because it's everything I wanted from it. Even though a 10 seems like only the best of the best of the best should get a 10, but for what this is trying to do, I think it does it perfectly. I really feel that feel. Like I said, I don't really play pinball machines, but what I was expecting to just try to survive, barely make it by, and maybe nudge the machine a little bit. There's a mechanism here where you can nudge the machine, which is apparently something you do in pinball, but you can risk tilting and kind of ending your game, and they have that in here where you can adjust the dice, but at a risk of possibly losing your ball, which would be a huge loss if that could be missing out on so many points. But I love that that's in there, that push your luck. So yeah, I would say, yeah, first impression, this is a 10 out of 10 and perfect in what it's trying to do. So it has my full recommendation. This is one of my favorite roll and write games, one of my favorite solo games, one of my favorite games, period. And yeah, if you have any thoughts on this game, leave them down below. There are a couple other sets in the Super Skill Pinball line of games. Let me know if this is the best one, if it's the worst one, which other ones you enjoy. Yeah, leave those comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Check out my unboxing of this game. I believe I have an unboxing of this game. It should be going up along with this video in the description. But yeah, keep on nibbling on that content.